Hello, fourth grade, and welcome to lesson 13-2. Today, we're going to work on equivalences with customary units of capacity. Now, when we're talking about capacity, we're talking about how much liquid can fit into a container. So how much juice can fit into a cup, or how much water fits into a certain size water bottle. Let's go ahead and watch our short video lesson and jump into our notes and guided practice together.
How can you convert from one unit of capacity to another? Think about this question during the lesson. Ms. Neely's class needs 5 gallons of punch for family math night. How much of each ingredient is needed to make enough punch with the recipe shown? Units of capacity include gallons, quarts, pints, cups, and fluid ounces. According to the conversion chart, how many pints equal a gallon?
Select your answer.
Okay, so here let's take a look at our conversion chart. How many pints equal a gallon? So over here, our pints are in blue. They're abbreviated with PT. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here we have 8 pints equal 1 gallon.
8 pints equals 1 gallon. Step 1. 5 gallons of punch are needed. Convert 5 gallons to pints. Use the conversion table. 5 gallons equals 40 pints. What is another way to convert 5 gallons to pints besides using a table?
Drag the rectangle over a number of gallons to convert it to pints.
Okay, so we know that there's 8 pints in 1 gallon. So if I have 1 gallon,
multiply 1 by the number of pints in 1 gallon. 1 times 8 equals 8. 1 gallon equals 8 pints.
so this is going to be the rule that we're going to follow. So we're going to multiply times 8 to find pints. So if I want to find out how many are in 4 gallons, I'm going to do 4 times 8.
Multiply 4 by the number of pints in 1 gallon. 4 times 8 equals 32. 4 gallons equals 32 pints.
And the same rule is going to apply for any other numbers that you select here.
To convert 5 gallons to pints, multiply 5 times the number of pints in 1 gallon. 5 times 8 equals 40. Step 2. Add the number of pints in the recipe to find how many batches the class needs to make. 5 plus 4 plus 1 equals 10. There are 10 pints in the recipe. Use n to represent the number of batches needed. 10 times n equals 40. So n equals 4. The class needs to make 4 batches of the recipe. What does the equation 10 times n equals 40 represent? There are 10 pints in one batch, and n batches are needed to make 40 pints in all. Step 3. Find how much of each ingredient is in 4 batches. 4 times 5 equals 20 pints. 4 times 4 equals 16 pints. And 4 times 1 equals 4 pints. 20 pints of apple juice, 16 pints of lemon-lime soda, and 4 pints of frozen orange juice are needed. Now you know how to convert from one unit of capacity to another.
Great job!
Okay, now that we finished our short video lesson, let's go over our notes and our guided practice. Now for 13-2, we're going to focus again on customary units of capacity. So again, we're looking at liquids. Capacity is how much liquid a container can hold, such as how much water can fit in a bucket or how much juice can fit in a cup. And the units that we're going to look at are going to be gallons, quarts, pints, cups, and fluid ounces. Now, the word fluid just means some kind of liquid. because we also have ounces when we're measuring weight. So when we're talking about fluid ounces specifically, we're talking about measuring with liquids. Our conversion table is right here. So 1 cup is 8 fluid ounces, 1 pint is 2 cups, 1 quart is 2 pints or 4 cups, 1 gallon is 4 quarts or 8 pints or 16 cups. Now for our first example, Casey has 1/2 gallon of juice. So how many 1 pint containers can he fill? So if 1 gallon is equal to 8 pints, we're going to multiply 8 times 1/2 to be able to find our answer. Now, whenever we're multiplying a whole number times a fraction, we're only multiplying the whole number times the numerator of that fraction. It tells me that I need 8 of my 1/2 sized pieces. So 8 of my 1/2 sized pieces are going to be 8 halves. Now, since this is an improper fraction, I need to convert it either into a whole number or a mixed number. And you can think about this by thinking about how many groups of 2 go into 8, or 8 divided by 2 is equal to how much, and that equals 4. So there are 4 pints in 1/2 of a gallon. Now remember, when you're going from large units to small units, you're going to multiply. But when you're going the opposite way, when you're going from a small unit to a larger one, you're going to be dividing. So our next couple examples, the first one says, convert 32 fluid ounces to cups. So remember, when we're using a small unit to a bigger one, we're going to divide. So we're going to do 32 fluid ounces. We're going to divide them into groups of 8 because groups of 8 fluid ounces equal 1 cup. So 32 divided by 8 is going to equal 4. So 32 fluid ounces is the same as or equivalent to 4 cups. For the next one, we're going from a big unit to a small unit. So 6 gallons into quarts. So if 1 gallon is equal to 4 quarts, 6 gallons is going to be 6 times 4 or 24 quarts. Our next example, we are converting pints into fluid ounces. So we're jumping a little bit. So 1 pint is 2 cups and 1 cup is 8 fluid ounces. So I can move through it that way. I can do 7 pints times 2 to give me the number of cups it is, which is 14 cups. And then I can do those 14 cups times 8, which is 8 ounces in 1 cup, to give me 112. So there are 112 fluid ounces in 7 pints. My next example is asking me to convert 3/4 of a gallon into pints. So if 1 gallon is 8 pints, to convert that, I need to multiply 3/4 times 8. So 8 groups of 3/4, which is the same thing as 24/4. Again, changing that into a whole number or a mixed number. 4 goes into 24 6 times evenly. So there are 6 pints in 3/4 of a gallon. And our last example before we hop into our guided practice says, Annabelle had the following containers of paint left over. She had a 1/2 gallon, a 3/4 quart, and a 1/4 gallon. How many quarts of paint does she have left over? So first I need to convert them to make sure I'm using the same unit for all of them. So my gallons need to become quarts because my answer needs to be in quarts. So if 1 gallon is equal to 4 quarts, 1/2 a gallon is going to be 4 quarts divided by 2 or 2 quarts. My 1/4 of a gallon is going to be 1/4 times 4 or 4/4 of a quart or 1 whole quart. So I have 2 quarts and then 1 whole quart plus the 3/4 quarts that was already in that unit from the question. Next, I'm just going to add those parts. So 2 plus 1 plus 3/4. 2 plus 1 is 3 plus 3/4 is 3 3/4 quarts. So Annabelle has 3 3/4 quarts of paint remaining. For our guided practice, our first question says, how many cups of punch does 5 gallons of punch make? So if we know that 1 gallon is 16 cups, and we want to know how much is in 5 gallons, I'm going to do 16 times 5, which gives me 80 cups. For number 2, which size container holds more, 3 pints or 3 quarts? So if I know that 1 quart is equal to 2 pints, then 3 quarts is going to be greater than 3 pints because 3 quarts is equal to 6 pints. For number 3, 2 cups converted into fluid ounces. If I know that 1 cup is 8 fluid ounces, so 2 times 8 is going to give me 16. So 2 cups is 16 fluid ounces. For number 4, 1/2 of a gallon is equal to how many pints? If 1 gallon is equal to 8 pints, then 1/2 of 8 is going to be 4. So 1/2 of a gallon is equal to 4 pints. And for number 5, 5 pints is equal to how many cups? Now I know that 1 pint is equal to 2 cups. So 5 pints is going to be 5 times 2, which equals 10, which is 5 pints equals 10 cups. That's it for this lesson. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, have a wonderful day, 4th grade. Take care. Bye-bye.